Hello, hello, hello. It's Christy with Junk Journal Boss. How you guys doing? All right, if you're here, give me a holler real quick. I need to make sure that my sound is good. On my class this morning, it was too low. So, anybody? If you're here, anybody here? Real quick, I need to make sure that my sound is good. All right. On my class this morning, it was too low. Okay. So. All right. So I'll go ahead and go through some of my stuff and the house cleaning while I'm waiting for you guys. And welcome. I'm Christy with Junk Journal Boss, and I teach people how to make junk journals. And in the process, my desire is to help people to become more confident in that, you know. I'm Christy. That's always kind of been a thing with me, is that whatever I was doing, I wanted you to feel comfortable with whatever it is that you are doing, right? So the reason for that is because I am a person that was on the receiving end of that sort of encouragement, and I love to give it out as well. So if you don't know me, my name's Christy. I have a website called Junk Journal Boss. I'm at Junk Journal Boss everywhere, on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and wherever else you can do that. Oh, Instagram. I don't really do much on Facebook anymore, but on Instagram and pretty much anywhere that I am. I have been junk journaling for a few years now. And by junk journaling, what I really mean is making junk journals for a few years now. And when I did it the first time, I was 100% in love, because I am 100% a trash to treasure person. And I love taking, pieces of trash and making them into something beautiful. And so I do design paper. Not necessarily paper all the time. I used to do that a little bit more, but now I make folio kits and collections and things to sell on Etsy. And that's pretty much what I do. So you might know me from one of those places, or you might know me from my Patreon. So let's see. All right, so here are some of the finished products of the journal that we have been making for the last few weeks. And I'm calling it a layered envelope journal. I don't know what anybody else calls it, but this is not my own idea. This comes from lots of other people on YouTube. And so I just put my own spin on it. This one is a cover that I made, and it has a lot of ephemera from my parents' house, and just little things, and it is, I really love it. The inside isn't finished yet, but I am teaching this cover at the Art and Junk Journal retreat that's coming up next week. And if you would like to check out what that's all about, it is spelled out on the junkjournalretreat.com website. And basically, to give you a quick rundown, it's basically a bunch of artists and junk journal makers coming together to present different classes for you so that you can learn how to make things like this. And one of my classes is actually how to make a cover. And basically, almost all of the stuff in here is, you know, something reclaimed. You know, very little of it is something that I bought new. So, anyway, there's that. And here's what we're working on. So, last week, and I think maybe even the week before, I'm not real sure, but, oh, I know what happened was I made a bunch of envelopes the first lesson, and then used them for this project and to create that presentation. And then I was like, oh wait, what happened? You know, so here I am, and I had one left right here, which is a really good one. And then I began to show you guys how to, you know, how to layer those on the page or on the front. And once that front was all together, because it was only this page here and then all of the envelopes laying on there with the tabs underneath this piece of paper here, and actually that's a piece of cardstock. Okay, so then I glued it to the top. So this is what it ends up looking like, and you can add a lot more envelopes if you want. But I've got this piece of cardstock that everything else is glued underneath, right? And I chose a pretty one so I didn't have to cover it again. And so then I've got this envelope, and I've got this one, then this one, then this one. And what I did last time was a little messy, but we can clean it up today. I added some magnets, some 1 by 10 millimeter magnets, so that I could have a closure here. So, in the case that this might get too full for that closure to work, I also have this. So, and then on the inside, what this closure is for is for the inside, and I've sewn in just a really simple signature into here. And so, you know, there's a lot of embellishment that really needs to happen here, but this is where we're at right now. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to decorate these envelopes, clean up some of this, you know, make sure these are down securely and all that stuff, because these are all just like mail envelopes or just, you know, old greeting card envelopes that never got used and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and just get started. So make sure these are down securely and all that stuff, because these are all just like I have a whole bunch of these plastic envelopes full of paper, and so I think I'm going to pull some of these out. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get started. To use. I don't know about that. Oh wow, look. This is this is mine and my husband's wedding announcement. So long ago, you guys. It says, Christy Marie Jackson and William Todd Stone invite you to share in the joy when they exchange marriage vows and begin their new life together on Saturday, the 20th of May. And this was quite a long time ago, 1989. So anyway, I hope I just didn't give out too much information online. All right, so I have a bunch of different paper from old projects and things, and really, you know, you don't have to make everything match really well. So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to put it all together, and it's going to be kind of crazy looking, but I want to use some of this stuff up, you know. So I've got some really pretty papers. This is a paper that Ezra made. And by the way, Ezra is doing really well, but is unable to be here every week because he is going back and forth to the doctor, and it's quite a long ride, really. So I'm going to put aside pretty much everything that might work in here because I want to use all my scraps up, and it's kind of a bummer when you know, when you have so many scraps around that it just doesn't it just feels like you're just drowning in scraps and things. So I am going to work it out. And so I've got all these little embellishments, things I've made, you know, things I got from, like this is something that I made before. And if you guys ever want to learn any of this stuff, you know, just say. I just kind of like to do a little drawing, and this is with a white acrylic ink, acrylic ink, acrylic paint, pen. And so I just sat down and did a bunch of these little drawings here, and I think I'll go ahead and use those. And I believe I learned this technique from Concy Sindet at atop Serenity Hill. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, about doing that kind of art, you want to go check her out because she's super talented and she's a lot of fun to learn from. Okay, so I pretty much got everything that I would want to use out of this. I mean, we might come back and get some more, but for now, we're just gonna set this aside. And don't think I don't have a whole bunch more of these envelopes full of stuff, because I do. So, first thing is we're going to start covering these envelopes, and so you can decide what you want the front to look like. And I think I've got, this might be a little bit too short, but then again, it's probably okay. I probably can figure this out. So at this point, I want a ruler. Not sure where that is. All right. Well, I can use this one. Oh, wait a minute. I actually found one. A small one, which is great. So this one looks like it's okay. So at this point, almost 5 3/4. Is it? Yeah, almost 5 3/4 by 4. So I'm going to get as close to that with this piece as I can. And so just go ahead and, this is just something I guess I was trying to start a project with it, but it just never went anywhere. So I am going to, all right, so this is really only 3.5 inches. So, oh, I don't know why I said 5 and something. Oh no, it's 4 inches by, yeah. Okay, so this is 3.5. So what I'm going to need to do is probably embellish over here or over here, which I think it'll probably look better if I embellished it over here. So that's what I'm going to do. And I like to use cardstock for this because these envelopes are not always, they are not always, you know, sturdy enough for the wear and tear of opening and closing those up. So let's move all of our little stuff out of here. And incidentally, if you would like to find Concy, she is at atopserenityhill.com. And she would just be delighted to have you over there. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this down just a little bit. Let's see if we can get it. So decorating the fronts isn't that difficult. It's decorating the backs. Hi, Ellen. It's decorating the backs that are a little more tricky. And so we'll go ahead and do, oops, I want this all the way over here.
It's decorating the backs.
All right.
Hi, Ellen. It's decorating the backs.
And then let's find something that we can actually put on the edge there.
And so,
and I think I want it to be some kind of ribbon. As you might know, this is pretty much my favorite kind of ribbon to use. I love this kind because it is so versatile. I mean, it looks just like plain old crocheted ribbon or whatever, but, well, I'm kind of partial to crochet also, so there's that. But I really like it because I use it pretty much on everything, and it looks great on everything. So I am kind of one of the people that just kind of likes to use one product and then just use it everywhere. I know Concy is amazing. I just love her. She wasn't available to speak at the retreat this year. I'm guessing she's probably a hot commodity for people. They want her to be involved in things, and so she did, though, offer a giveaway. So that would be a good way if you don't know her, or if you want to reconnect with her, or win something from her. She has a giveaway at the retreat. I cut that first one a little too short. Oh, I cut them both a little too short. But you know what? That is okay. Because I can always add something, but I really love the way this looks for the front. This one really super reminds me of Concy's artwork. She just does such a nice job. I can always add something, but I really kind of want to cover that up. Yeah, I'll wait and see what I do. Let's cover the inside, though. So as you may have noticed, these envelopes have like a big gap. Some of them have a big gap, some of them have a small gap. And so what I like to do with this is I like to use cardstock on this side. And so as you may have noticed, let's see what I got here. So I have this piece, and I would like to use it here. And I'm not going to glue the whole thing down, all right? And I'll show you what I'm going to do instead. So I have this piece, and I would like to use it here. Uh-oh. Don't spill things, me. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I am going to add some nori paste, which is just basically glue stick, but in a more liquidy kind of form. Melissa told me about this, and Melissa's one of the members at Patreon, and this was probably one of the best pieces of advice I've gotten to use this stuff. And I use it with a paintbrush. I'm sure that you can use it with something, with something else, but I like to use it with a paintbrush. And the interesting thing is that, oh, hang on. I do want to put a little bit over here, just so that we can get a closed pocket. With something else, but I like to use it with a paintbrush. All right. And So we've covered that, and what that's going to result in is the ability to open this up. But I don't want to mess with it too much right now because inevitably I always kind of, oh here, let me use this instead. Inevitably I mess it up and then the glue doesn't want to stick anymore, etc. So I'm going to just go ahead and use this to hold that on there, and one back down here.
Inevitably, I always kind of. Oh, here, let me use this instead. Inevitably,
Okay.
I mess it up, and then the glue doesn't want to stick.
Now, let's see what I've got over here.
Go ahead and use this.
I really want to use
On
these.
there, and one back down here.
That doesn't look quite right.
Okay.
Mess it up, and then the glue doesn't want to stick. Now, let's see what I've got. Let's look at some of these. Oh, I like this.
I really want to.
I like this and this. I do have a folio kit in the shop with this design, and it's so cute. So I think I'm going to cut this in half lengthwise.
Let's look at some of these. Oh, I like this. I like this and this. I do have a folio kit in the shop with this design, and it's so cute.
And then I'm going to cut
I'm going to cut this in half lengthwise.
this little part off. And maybe I'll, so I need it to be 4 inches. I mean, not 4 inches, but about 6. So,
And then I'm going to
let me just make a little mark here.
this little part off. Maybe I'll. So I need it to be 4 inches. I mean, not 4 inches, but about 6. So, just make a little mark here.
I really like these two colors together. I have some favorite color schemes, and one of them is, oops, wrong scissors. One of them is like a green and orange, or teal and orange. I like that a lot.
I have some favorite.
And I also love pale blue and yellow. And I also love yellow and gray. I guess I better not go through all of them because I love so many different color schemes.
Teal and orange. I like that a lot.
All right.
And I also love pale blue and yellow. And I also love yellow and gray. I guess I better not go through all of them.
My scissors are all full of
Different color schemes.
something, whatever I was crafting with a couple of days ago. I can't remember what I was cutting, but it was really getting all over the scissors. Okay.
My scissors are all full of something, whatever I was crafting with a couple of days ago.
And that's really kind of just what I do is I just cover these up. I could have, had I had the forethought, I could have let this be a tuck, but I didn't. That's okay, you know. I can add, you know, another something here, or I can just, you know, chill on it for a minute and come back and add something else.
That's okay. You know?
I kind of like the look of having different papers, but those ones
I
look
can
too
add,
close to the same. So,
another something here, or I can just.
all right, so I'm gonna let that go. So what I usually like to do is just, you know, cover these all up and then come back and embellish it later.
Kind of like the look of
Okay.
having different
because then that gives me kind of the idea of what am I doing.
All right, so I'm gonna let that go. So what I usually like to do is just, you know, cover these all up and then come back and embellish it later, okay? Because then that gives me kind of the idea of what am I doing. All right, so I'm gonna let that go. So what I usually like to do is just, you know, cover
That one's already straight. So let's see.
and then come back and embellish it later. And that gives me kind of the idea of what am I doing. It's already straight. So let's see.
That line wasn't so straight, so I hope I didn't mess this up. Oh, everything looks good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, add this one here. And what that's going to do too that I want to happen is that it's going to cover this magnet. So I tried to cover it the other day and I sort of succeeded. I don't know if I could take that off actually. I don't want to take the magnet off, but what I want to do is take the top layer of paper off so that it has a better chance of it being attracted to the other magnet. And it's fine if I uncover this because I could make that neater, but I'm not going to. Because this is going to go on top, okay? And what I'm going to do here is just make sure to put plenty of glue there, or paste, I should say. This makes me a little bit nervous.
Because this is going to go on top, okay? And what I'm going to do here is just make sure to put plenty of...
And trying to get as close to the edge as I can, because every time I don't, I have to bend the paper a little bit. And, you know, I'm not really super, you know, into like pristine, but I also don't want it to look so sloppy.
And trying to get as close to the edge as I can, because
I don't know, there's kind of this middle ground, you know, with junk journals, you know.
You know, I'm not really super.
Right,
you know,
so
into,
there we
like,
have that.
pristine, but I also don't want
And
it to look so sloppy.
this has a little bit showing over here. So we can always fix that some other way. It's not a big deal. Let me use some paper clips. I was so cold earlier and now I'm pretty warm.
And this has a little bit showing
Oh.
over here.
Sorry about my head there.
You can always
I'm
fix
looking
that
pretty
some other way.
I'm looking pretty rough today, so
Use some paper clips.
that and honestly, you guys, that's kind of why I don't show my face on camera a lot, because I'm pretty rough most most of the time. So anyways, all right, so here we are on the back, and let's see if this section will be wide enough. Not really.
And honestly, you guys, that's kind of why I don't show my face.
Let's see what else we've got here.
Pretty rough most most of the time. So anyway, there. All right,
Goodness,
so
I've got
here
too
we
much
are
going
the
on here.
back, and let's see if this
All right,
section will
so I
widen
think
enough. Not really.
my next move is going to be that. I believe I'll cover this up on this side.
All right. So I think
I'll just cut this a little. Actually, you know what I'll do is just cut this.
is going to be I'll cover this up on this side.
Yeah, there's actually
Actually, you know what I'll do is just
2 other videos before this one. So this is all in a playlist called Layered Envelope Junk Journal Cover or something like that.
yeah, there's
But
actually,
anyway, they're all going to be in a playlist,
2
so
other videos.
you should be able to
before
go
this
and
one.
catch up. And
So this is all in a
I don't know, some of
playlist
it is a
called,
little repetitive because I
envelope
used the envelopes that I made for this one
junk journal
for a
cover.
project that I was doing for the retreat,
But anyway,
and
it's
so I
they're all
had to
gonna
go
be in a
back and
playlist, so
and
you should be able
do
to
a couple of
look at
things just so
And,
that
I
people
don't know, some
would
of
be
it
able
is a
to.
little repetitive because
Ooh, I think
I
I glued this on upside
used
down.
the envelopes that I made for this
Oh
one
no, I didn't.
for a
didn't.
project that I was doing for
I
the
may have
retreat.
glued something else on
So
upside
I
down
had to
though.
go back and
But we'll work it out,
a
right?
couple of things just so that
Yeah, so this is a really cool journal. You know, it closes like this and then it'll open up, you know, all different ways. You can add as many envelopes or as few as you want to. And then when you get inside, you have a pretty page here.
yeah, so this is
And
a
then not
really
only
cool
all
journal.
that, but then you also have this section here where you can put
Closes
a
like this, and then it'll
signature
open up,
in
you know, all
and
different
cover it
ways.
and, you know,
add as many
decorate on the
envelopes or as
inside.
few as you want to. And then
Sure.
when you get inside, you have a pretty page here.
So,
And then not
yeah,
only
that's what we're
all
making.
that, but then you
and it's
also
all made
have
out of a manila folder. So if you have any old manila folders or even new ones, you know, you can
signature
um,
and
you can
cover
use
it
those.
and, you know, decorate on the inside.
Okay.
So,
So I've got 2 covered.
that's what we're making.
Oh, there's
It's
a
all
little
made
bit of
out
glue
a
on there. So
manila
let me
folder,
finish
so if you
covering
have any old
this.
manila folders or
I
even
think
new
I'll go
ones,
ahead and
you
just
can-
add some of this
you can use those.
here. I think I'll do this.
So I've got 2 covered.
Sometimes I like to use
There's a little bit of glue on there, so let me finish
pinking shears just to add a little bit of interest.
here. Sometimes I like
Hey, I might like this a little bit better or this. No, I think the squares. I think the squares. So, I don't know how many of you guys I am friends with on Facebook, but if you want, let me just kindly direct you to my page where you can see me playing a little bit of Fortnite, so then you can have a point of reference. And it's really just a 20-second video, so if you're interested in that, you don't have to do it. But I do talk about it quite a bit, so
let me just kindly direct you
this
to
way you
my-
won't be out of
my
the
page
loop
where you can
when
see
I
me
talk
playing a little
about
bit of
that.
Fortnite, so then you can have a point of
And who
reference.
knows, maybe one of you guys will be like, hey, that looks interesting and fun.
Interested in that. You don't have to
And
do
if it does,
but, I do talk about
well
it quite a
then,
bit, so
you got a playing partner here.
this way you won't be out
Okay,
of the
so I am going to put a little more glue down over here. And you can glue these to be pockets, or you can leave them to be tucks. All right, so this one I think I'm going to leave to be a tuck, but I am going to put something on this edge, or else just cut that a little straighter or something. So
And you
here we
can
are so
glue
far,
these to be
and then
pockets, or you
we've
can
got
leave
one
them.
more envelope to work with.
Right, so this one I think I'm going to leave to be a tuck, but I am going to put something on this
And for this
edge,
one,
or
I think
else
we're
just
going to
cut
need
that
a
little
larger
straighter or something.
piece. So I'm going to use this.
Here we are so far.
It might look out of place black, but it's okay for the back of something. Not a big deal. Plus, it's a really strong piece of paper, so and since this is a larger area and a larger, you know, envelope, this is going to reinforce it really well. I'll go ahead and just cut it. And these are just all scraps, you know, that I have, and
a larger area and a larger, envelope. This is going to reinforce.
I'm using Yoo-hoo stick and nori paste. And that looks like this. Melissa told me about this, and it's really a good product for me. All right, I'm gonna fold everything that way so I'm not getting glue on stuff.
Yoo-hoo stick and nori paste. And it looks like this. Melissa told me about this, and it's really a good product for me. All right, I'm gonna fold everything that way so I'm not getting glue on.
And again, I'm not going to put glue in here. I don't know what I just did, but hang on. Oh. All right. Let's see. Gotta get my setup back. Okay, so I'm not putting glue right here because I want it to be able to be a large enough pocket, but I do want to be able to add this on here to reinforce this side that has, you know, the envelope opening. I guess it's fine. Scooch that over just a little. Look at the other side to see. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just let that be overhanging a little bit, because I'm not sure. Maybe that'll be okay. So here is some of Ezra's paper that I think is really cute. And let's see. Got more paper here. I do have a lot of these envelopes, guys. So, oh boy, look. I just found some envelopes. These ones are really pretty too. So, oh, actually, I guess I started already putting this one together. Cool. All right. Nothing like finding ephemera that you've already put together, right? And wondering why you don't remember it. All right, so let's see. Yeah, this is right side up, so let's see what I've got here. I really want like a piece of paper here. I think I'll go ahead and use that other part of this paper. I think I still like this better. And so it's going to look really super eclectic color-wise, okay? You can make it, sorry about that, you can make it match as much as you like or as little as you like. Say hello to Loki. I'm kind of interested in just like having like times where I hop on to do a live stream, impromptu sort of, and just don't teach anything, just work. Is that something you guys would watch? I don't know. I think that there are people that do just kind of like to just get that feeling of body doubling, crafting together, and and I do have to have a lot of things to do as far as like crafting goes, and I think it's just kind of fun to hang out. Let's see. All right, that looks a little bit crooked. I'm kind of messing this up a little more, but as long as I have a semi-straight cut, I'm all right with that. Semi-uniform. It's got a little extra teeth down there, but that's okay. All right, so this is paper that I got from Gina Luker, and she used to do a lot of junk journal stuff on Instagram, probably TikTok, as a matter of fact. She's on both platforms, but I don't think she does this anymore. We really tried to get her to share her expertise at the junk journal retreat, the art and junk journal retreat, but I think she has a different focus now, which is great. I think I'm going to add this here. It has a little tab, so this can be sort of an extra little gate, little hidey place. All right, and we'll put a clip on that. And by the way, if there's anyone that you guys would like to see teach at the Art and Junk Journal retreat, if you're like a regular and you're like, hey, it'd be super cool to see so-and-so, that would be cool. Just let us know and we'll reach out. I love the junk journaling community so much. Everybody is really nice, I'm not sure I'm going to go that eclectic on this one. But I do know I'm going to cover up the black because it's not necessarily my favorite. If you're here and you haven't signed up for the Art and Junk Journal retreat, you can go check out what it's all about at junkjournalretreat.com. We have all the information there. It's free, and you can spend a few days with us and be taught by some pretty skillful, awesome people about new and favorite art techniques and junk journal techniques. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I mean I do, but I don't know if I said it. Anyway, go sign up. It's really, really, really great fun. And if you guys want to continue hanging out, I am going to be on Twitch next. So you would just go to twitch.tv and do a search for at Junk Journal Boss, and you'd be able to find me. And I'm going to be doing that in about 15 minutes. And we are working on converting a little golden book to a junk journal. So let me, and we're about 4 lessons in on that one too. Well, not 2, but we are. And there's also a playlist on my YouTube channel for those particular lessons too. So stick with me, kid. You'll get a lot of free teaching. Okay, so I'm going to pull these off of here. And right now, I'm not sure if my, oh yeah, maybe. It barely. My magnets are not working very well, but the honest truth is that you probably won't really need them because we'll have this. And in previous videos, I show you how to make sure that you don't see the ends of these, and you know, how to put this whole thing together so that, you know, everything looks, I want to say everything looks natural, but you know, everything looks well made. Let me say that. So that's what this is looking like so far. There is obviously going to be a lot of embellishing, you know, that we want to do, but we're going to be doing that in later videos. So if you like this and you want to learn how to do it, go catch up on the playlist, the layered envelope journal playlist, and start putting yours together, and then come back. And next week at this same time, well, no, actually, I'm telling you the wrong thing. I won't be here next week, and I won't be on Twitch next week. And the reason for that is because we are having the Art and Junk Journal retreat next week. So if you still want to hang out, go grab a free ticket, because you'll be able to hang out for much, much longer than just, you know, an hour or two. But then I'll be back on the 14th, and we will continue this project. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of goof around a little bit, see what I can do to make this a little bit more eclectic. I'm really determined to add my artwork here. Let's see. What am I looking at? I like this a lot. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Oh, I know what I want to do. I will do this. Move this side. this started a little bit so that I can just do a quick rip. Okay, that's not working great. This is much easier with paper. This is a piece of cardstock, so, oh goodness. Let's just do this. I think I'm just trying to rip. Actually, you know what? I think I'm actually just trying to rip a little bit. I actually want it this way. No, I don't. I don't want the white to show this time. I think it'll be prettier without it. All right, before I go, after I finish ripping this, I want to show you the, if you haven't already seen, the design for the Patreon design for this month. And this is just the concept art. And so it's a folio, and it looks like this. It'll open like that, and it'll have 6 flaps that you can open and put photos or whatever you want inside, and it will have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. There are going to be more embellishments for the outside, probably like around something. And you know, other embellishments that I always include. So if you're interested in a project like this, you can join my Patreon for $2, $5, or $10, and each tier gets a little bit more of the project. But even if you join for $2, it's you can still get the written instructions for this. And I can't remember what else because I just changed the tiers to be a little more generous than they were. So anyway, I'm at patreon.com. Just do a search for @JunkJournalBoss, and I'd love to see you over there. And if you don't want to join something that you have to pay for, that is 100% fine. You can go over there and just join for free and just enjoy, you know, what we're doing over there, and just be part of the community. Talk to other like-minded people. It's a brand new community, so, you know, it's not perfect yet. I don't know if it'll ever be perfect. But, you know, it's a really nice, kind community. So if you're already there, I thank you so much for being a part of that. If you're not there, come and join us. Why not? It's free. Patreon.com. Just do a search for @JunkJournalBoss. And that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I got all my envelopes covered. This replay is going to be available right away. So if you would like to watch it, you can. And if you haven't watched the other ones, go back and watch those too. All right, so I'm off to go stream on Twitch. So if you want to be over there with me, twitch.tv/JunkJournalBoss, I think it is. And if that's not it, go to twitch.tv and then just do a search for @JunkJournalBoss. That's pretty much what you would search on any platform if I'm there. So thanks for being here, you guys. This is such a fun project. I hope you're enjoying it the way I do. And I'll see you over at Twitch. Bye.